Oh, hey guys, what's up? It's Unfiltered with TJ. How has your week been? Well, mine's been pretty interesting. Just gonna say that and throw that out there because for the last few days, our air conditioning has been out. So, yeah, the last week of July and no air conditioning. So, it's been kind of a rough past few days. I was mostly okay for the first night, or I should say the first day, because I sleep during the day, and then it kind of got a little too much. So I ended up sleeping at my mom's house one night, and then last night I slept over at my grandparents' house, and yeah, they got it fixed today, so it's back to normal, so that's good. And I also got a brand new car. Well, brand new to me. It's a Chevy Equinox, and it's metallic black, and I just love it. So it's a really big blessing to have only been out of prison for 5 months, and I've made so much progress and done so many things and come so far. And I can only attribute that to my God and my friends and family. Without the support and love and the caring and the selflessness and just everything I received, I would not be where I am today. I know I'm strong, but just like everybody, I need help also. So, yeah, other than those few things, I also was going to ask if anyone celebrates Pioneer Day. Well, here in Utah, on July 24th, it's Pioneer Day. Well, some others celebrate it as Pie and Beer Day. Just a tiny little joke there. But as a kid, I remember we just mostly went on over to see the 24th of July Pioneer Day Parade over on Washington Boulevard in Ogden. And sometimes we'd go to the rodeo, but that was pretty much it. Just do that, and they usually had fireworks, and that was pretty much it. Some businesses are closed, but it's only a state holiday, so yeah. There was that, and that's pretty much this week. Everything seems to be back to normal, that it's not 80 degrees inside the house, so big shout out to my landlord, KK, for getting that back up and running. She's amazing, and I just don't know what I would do without her, because she's been a real help in my life, and I've been a real good friend, and I'm just so grateful for her. I wanted to start by just throwing this out there that, well, right now I have a couple of friends that are going through some really tough situations. They're just really struggling, they're hurting, and I just think that if that were to happen and I was still locked up, like, I would just feel so stuck, and I would just feel so horrible that I wasn't able to be there for them. I mean, obviously I would be there for them in spirit and as much as I could from being incarcerated, but I'm so grateful now that I'm able to be here for them 100%. Like, I can drop everything and just go help them, or I can go talk to them, or I can comfort them, or give them the strength they need as far as like a shoulder to cry on, or just someone to listen to, or give advice, or answer questions, or give examples, or share my testimony, share my faith, and just everything that I've learned and I've used to help them. So when I was locked up, it was so difficult to hear things like that and pretty much be stuck and not able to do anything. Obviously, I could pray and just offer my advice over the telephone, but I don't really know why I just said telephone, because I never say telephone. It's always phone. So I guess sometimes when I'm recording this, I kind of get a little nervous. So yeah, that's probably why I said telephone. But I'm just glad that I'm able to actually visit people that are struggling or need help or any number of reasons. So if any of those friends are listening that are struggling, just know that I'm here for you, as you already know, and I will drop everything for you when you need help. So that really sucks, because obviously we all go through things in life, but some of the things that people close to me have been going through are really, really upsetting, and it's just so hard to see them go through those things, because obviously I don't know exactly what they're feeling, but from my experience, I've been through hard times, excruciating pain, so much hurt, even so much anger, and just I've been through so much that I want to use my experience as a way to help them, to offer advice. So I'm just so grateful for the things that I've been through, because it's taught me many lessons. And it really was a blessing for me to be incarcerated, because had I not been incarcerated, I would not have learned so many things. So moving on to the question of the week. Let's see. Let me pull this up. All right. And if you don't know, I have a link in my description of each episode now, where you can click on that and it will take you to Google Forms, and you can submit a question you would like me to answer here on the podcast. So if you're not sure what this segment is, well, that's what it is. So, let's see. Do you have anyone who will not talk to you anymore, whom you used to be close with before you were incarcerated? Just what you've experienced these people being how they are. Wow, that is certainly a really good question. And a kind of difficult question to answer. Well, I can just start off by saying that today I went to lunch with my family. So it was my grandparents and three of my uncles and two uncles and one aunt, and it's just so amazing that my family, like, they're still welcoming to me, and they're, even though everything that I did the landed me in prison and all my bad choices and just everything that I went through and how public my consequence was. It's just so, like, it was just so overwhelming to know that everyone was still wanting to be around me. We were still just doing family things like how it used to be when I was younger. It just felt like I never left. It's kind of like we just began where I left off. Just the overwhelming unconditional love. It just overwhelmed me, and I had tears in my eyes, and it just felt so amazing to know that my family knows the change I've made and that they want me in their lives, and it's just so amazing. So the question of if I have anyone who won't talk to me, I think that's even more difficult to think about and talk about, because sometimes I feel like, what more can I do for a certain family member? Like, what more can I do for them to prove that I'm not the same man I was 6 years ago? What can I say that will show them, yeah, I'm changed? Will they ever be ready to see me or want me in their life? Will they ever give me the chance that the rest of my family has given me? These are the questions that I have to think about. I guess I should say I think about them. I don't have to think about them, but I do, because I just want to have good relationships with everybody, especially those in my family. So I do have a couple people that won't talk to me, and I do my best to not let it get to me, but clearly it does sometimes. And I just do my best to remember that if they're not willing to at least give me the opportunity to just tell them a little bit about what's going on with me and my journey and all the changes I've made and just everything that I've done since I've even got out of prison, let alone all the changes and things I did in prison, I just hope that they would be at least open to that, so that then they could make a informed decision on whether or not they want me in their life. But that's out of my hands. I can just pray for them and just do my best to keep working on myself, and hopefully others will notice. That's something that's been a really good motivator for me, because there's certain things that I don't really know or understand how I'll ever get through. But if I just work on myself, and hopefully others will notice, then perhaps relationships in the future will be renewed or strengthened, or any number of things can happen, because anything is possible. So thank you, whoever submitted this question. It's a very deep topic, and I'm still getting used to this whole podcast thing, and I had to pause it and compose myself. So if there's a little bit of editing errors, that's why, because I'm still learning. So I just didn't want to sit here and cry and almost be where you couldn't understand me for a little bit. So please bear with me again. Like I said, I'm still learning about being a podcast host. So thank you so much for your love and support. It means a lot. All right, next topic I would like to talk about is when you're out and about and you're dealing with, let's say, a customer service people when you're at a business or at the pharmacy or just any number of places you're at, and you're dealing with employees. And maybe they're having a bad day, or they hate their job, or any number of reasons. And they might be short with you as they do the transaction, or they might just look angry or give off that vibe. I don't think we realize, like as humans, that the little choices we make and the choices in the interactions we have with each other, like how big of a ripple effect that has. Because I remember today when I left the pharmacy, because I was driving with my mom somewhere, and when I got back in the car, I just said, that lady had she had a rude personality, or she just seemed like she was really rude. And then I got to thinking and talking to my mom that has a ripple effect, because then that maybe put me in a bad mood, and then I put the next person I interacted with in a bad mood, and then so on and so forth. And then it happened again at the store, and then I was thinking and talking about that. So I just decided that I need to remember that if a negative interaction can create a ripple effect, well, obviously a positive interaction can create a positive ripple effect, right? So I was talking to somebody from the hospital about getting a procedure, or looking in to see if I could get my MRI done. And they, as we went to end the conversation, I was thinking in my mind, I'm going to say, like, hope you have a good weekend, or something to that effect, because it's Friday. And then she said it. She said, have a great rest of your day and have a good weekend. And I was just thinking, well, how can I top that? And so when I got to my turn to say bye, I just said, and I hope you do something fun this weekend. I mean, it's just a simple little thing. And she kind of just laughed. And I just hoped that gave her a positive feeling. And then perhaps the next customer she helped on the phone, she would pass that on to them. Or when she got home, she would be in a good mood with her family. Or I just really want to think about things like that more in my daily routine, that what we say and what we do, it can have a effect on the next person that you talk to, and you might not even be aware of it. Or even just saying, hi, how you doing? Just to someone who works at a store, or even just a stranger, or holding the door open for somebody. Or my new thing now is when somebody lets me into the lane when I'm trying to get into the next lane, or when I'm running and a car stops at the crosswalk, my new thing, instead of just a little wave, is just to do a smile and a thumbs up. Like, that's just something that I don't really see as like a thumbs up. And I think it is just kind of like something a little bit more friendly, because like it means like, like a thumbs up is a good thing. So just little things that might make the world a better place, in a world where we try to spread positivity and not spread negativity. So yeah, that was my little experience today. And it also was getting me to think about, well, between the question of people won't talk to me, and then I'm just out and about with people being negative or people being positive. So just a little story is, there's a Ogden Facebook group that I've been a part of for quite a while, actually. I was a part of it before I was incarcerated, and it's still up and going. So I just sent in a joke about a bathroom sign at Maverick, because it was a picture of like a hiker with a walking stick. And I just said, come on, Maverick, it's 2025. Like, just being silly, like, because some people are really out there with the whole more than one or more than two genders kind of thing. And I don't know, that whole Facebook group is just kind of people post some crazy things, and then people make jokes and we laugh, and back and forth. Well, somebody that I know, or someone that knows me, well, they decided to take time out of their day to look up almost 6-year-old link and post from, I can't remember what channel of news, but it was my mugshot and my arrest story with all my information and everything. So it had my mugshot and the reason why I was arrested and everything about all the details of my case. And I thought, somebody was holding on to that for that many years, that when they saw my name, they wanted everyone to know that I went to prison for child abuse, and that they wanted people to think that I was a piece of crap. So either they wanted that, or they were trying to see how I would react. And someone just commented and said how bad I looked or something like that. And I kind of just took the high road. I just said, well, I did take the high road. I said, yeah, I look a lot better than I used to, don't I? And I said something like to the fact that, I'm glad you posted this because it proves that redemption is possible. In my mind, just thinking that, trying to make it positive, because I have no shame for why I went to prison. I got rid of that a while ago. And when you don't have any shame left, things like that won't bother you. I'll talk about it freely. As long as it doesn't have to do with talking about my children, I'll talk about anything. So I just try to make it positive and say, yeah, that was me. That's who I used to be. That's not who I am now. And, well, with the advice from my friend, I ended up taking down the post. But I just find it fascinating, or I guess I really don't understand why somebody would want to like put me on blast, like hoping, like I'm not quite sure what the hope was or the outcome was. So anyway, it just put a reminder to myself that everything we do has an effect. So if we're trying to make somebody look a certain way or put somebody down or make somebody look worse than us or try to make us look better, everything matters. So just kind of some advice from somebody who was always negative and always putting people down and always trying to feel better by doing that, that just try once a day, just smile at somebody, wave at somebody, give them a thumbs up, because that's, I don't know, for some reason I really dislike giving thumbs up to people now, just strangers, or just asking some random employee at a store, hey, how you doing? Do you like your job? I used to work retail, etc., etc. Like, just go, like, just kind of like, just have a little conversation, like a 1-minute conversation, just once a day, and just see if it makes you feel better. Because for me, I know that when I am feeling really down, if I just do one act of kindness or service to somebody, it completely makes me feel better. I'm like so happy just thinking about it, because I just love my new outlook on life, that just to be kind to people, to have fun with people, to joke around with people, to laugh, just to enjoy life, to be out and about, just to whatever you want to do, make it that makes you happy, just do it. I'm so grateful that I can share this with you, and that you take your time out of your week just to listen to me, to spend 30 minutes with TJ, just to have a conversation on random things, just to hear about hard things in my life, just for some advice maybe that could help you. I mean, obviously I'm not a qualified anything to give advice, but I am qualified in a sense that I've had experience being in a very low spot, going to prison for child abuse, being in a terrible place for 5 years, being around some of the worst people you would think. But however, there are so many good people there. Some people in there for murder, some people in there for rape, some people in there for assault, for robbery, any number of crimes. And they were some of the kindest people that I might ever know. It's just crazy that redemption is possible, change is possible. I've seen it firsthand for many people that were in prison. And I'm glad I saw that, because it changed my whole outlook on life. Just because someone took a life doesn't mean that they can't be forgiven. Because I believe in Jesus Christ, that he died for our sins, that we might be able to be free, and that we can one day return to him and live with him forever. That's my testimony. I like to share my testimony because it just shows how deep my faith is and how strong it is, and just so people know where I get my strength from. So thank you so much for listening this week. And again, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer, just look in the description of this podcast episode and you'll find that link. And I usually share it on my socials, like on Facebook and Snap. So just submit your questions. And remember, it's anonymous, so you don't have to worry about anyone judging you. And of course, I won't judge you. So, hope you guys have a good week. Stay safe. Try to be positive and spread the love. Just let everybody know that it's okay to be happy and positive. And as always, don't forget that God loves you.